Japan and More, where we answer your questions about traveling Japan. Today's question is, what's the best luggage for Japan? Well, this is a great question because Japan's train stations can get really crowded, probably more crowded than you've ever seen in your entire life. And also, elevators and escalators are not always available. So, today we're going to talk about 2 wheels versus 4 wheels, hard shell versus soft shell, and luggage size. Okay, first, let's talk about 2 wheels versus 4 wheels. 2-wheeled suitcases can be quite difficult in Japan. The train stations are really crowded, and you have people walking in all directions, and rolling a suitcase behind you can be quite dangerous for the other commuters. You have about 3 to 5 feet behind you that has the suitcase, and you're not really looking or paying attention to what's going on behind you. And people are pretty close, and they're passing you, like I said, in all directions. And so this can cause commuters to trip and be hazardous. Also, you want to have your suitcase as close to you as possible when you're walking around in the train stations. So it's not possible to do when you have the 2-wheeled suitcase.
So that brings us to the 4-wheeled spinner suitcase, which is the most common suitcase you'll see Japanese people using in Japan, and it's the most commonly sold suitcase in Japan. With the 4-wheeled spinner suitcase, you can keep it by your side as you're walking in the crowded train stations, and it's easy to just quickly roll it right in front of you when you're getting on a train to go up escalators and to maneuver into elevators, crowded elevator especially.
Next, let's talk about hard shell versus soft shell. They both have their advantages and disadvantages, so let's talk about them in detail. The hard shell suitcase is very tough and durable, and can probably last for several years of traveling. It is the most common type of the 4-wheeled spinner suitcase, so they're really easy to find. However, most come in a clamshell design, which means that they open from the center and they have 2 equal sides. This is fine normally, but in Japan, when the hotel rooms are so small, it can be quite inconvenient. If you're staying at a 5-star hotel, this is no problem. But when you get down to 4-star and 3-star hotels, the rooms get a little bit smaller, and opening a suitcase completely open for the clamshell design can be a little bit difficult.
So the clamshell suitcase takes up very valuable real estate inside of a Japanese hotel room. So the alternative is a soft shell suitcase, which usually has a lip that opens up from the top of the suitcase. We recommend ballistic nylon suitcase. Ballistic nylon is going to be stronger than your standard polyester suitcases. The polyester nylon suitcases are usually a bit cheaper, but they don't last as long as they're easy to tear, especially with the way airlines can handle your luggage. A ballistic nylon suitcase, we've had 2 ballistic nylon suitcases now, and each one has lasted 5 to 10 years. At 5 years at the least, up to 10 years was our last one before the ones we have now. The specific spinner that we recommend is the Travel Pro Crew 4-wheeled spinner suitcase. It's made from ballistic nylon. It's got the 4 spinner wheels, and it's extremely, extremely easy to navigate. It has little magnets on the wheels that cause it to roll straight, and it's very, very easy to roll around.
And I've tried other 4-wheeled spinner suitcases because many of our clients on tours bring the 4-wheeled suitcases, and then I have to take them at some point during the tour. And I've noticed that our suitcases are so much easier to maneuver because of the magnets in the wheels. It's really incredible.
Yeah, they're very easy to turn and spin. Yeah, very easy to use.
Last, we're going to talk about luggage size. So for our tours, we usually recommend 1 medium-sized suitcase that is about 25 inches or smaller, and 1 backpack.
The 25-inch suitcase is the ideal size because it fits up into the overhead luggage compartment on the Shinkansen, and it's just under the size requirement for the large suitcase. If you go larger than 25 inches, then you're going to have to pay a fee to take it onto the Shinkansen, and you're going to be dependent on availability for the storage behind the last row seat.
The 25-inch medium-sized suitcase is also really convenient for sending your luggage if you're going to go luggage-free. You can send your luggage from hotel to hotel. It costs somewhere around $2,000 to $2,500 per suitcase.
Also, the 25-inch suitcase, it's pretty easy to lift up over your head and to carry upstairs when you're in a small station that doesn't have an escalator or an elevator. Because of its size restriction, you can't really fill it with too much stuff and weigh it down too much.
Now, I must add that the 25-inch medium size is a little bit too big for me. It is a bit too heavy. So if you are smaller and you can't lift as much weight, then I do recommend just bringing a carry-on suitcase, the size that you would carry on to an airplane in the States and put it in the overhead compartment. That is the size that I usually pack. And as a couple, it's convenient because he'll take the medium size and I'll take the small carry-on, and we can kind of just put both of our stuff in both. There are instances where you're going to have to lift the suitcase up over your head, such as on the Shinkansen. And I can't lift the medium-sized suitcase. So the carry-on is about all I can do. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us your questions in the comments section below. We might answer them in the next episode.
Also, we provided a list of links below for all the things that we've talked about in this video. For more information about traveling Japan, please check out our website, japanandmore.com. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.